Welcome back to Suns Valley Podcast. I would like to tell you about a couple of stupid, idiotic moves that I feel the Phoenix Suns are currently making that could be our demise. But before I do, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do. And with that, the moves that the Suns are making that are going to potentially be our end. Well, for starters, the relationship with Deandre Ayton is getting toxic. I've got on the screen a charity softball flyer from Javale McGee. There's another flyer that has the pictures of the players who are going to be attending, and DA is on that flyer. But on this flyer, you can see that he is not confirmed to show up. Now, is that the most significant thing? If it weren't for the situation at hand, I'd say it's no big deal. But considering he's not confirmed to be there with his team, and pretty much everyone is there. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikhail's going to be there, Jay Crowder, Cam Payne, Ish Wainwright, Cam Johnson. You know, they've had all kinds of people at this thing in the past. Steph Curry, Richard Sherman, Amber Rose, for God's sakes. I mean, why wouldn't DA want to be there with his team? Well, things aren't going well. Things are toxic in the locker room. Aside from this, the Suns haven't even had any conversations with DA since he's left. I know that Monty has not talked with DA since he's left. And guys, that spells trouble. Another thing that spells trouble is your coach saying that you freaking quit on the team. I'm sure y'all have seen this by now. For whatever reason, Skip Bayless and Lil Wayne are friends. And we all know Lil Wayne and Chris Paul are close friends. Take a listen to Skip Bayless's account that he supposedly got from Lil Wayne.
Our man Lil Wayne told me he was sitting across, and I think he either heard it or could lip read. Monty got so upset with Ayton that he said, you freaking quit on us. And that led to an exchange where each Monty and Ayton had to be restrained from going at each other.
Yeah.
This is Monty Williams.
Skip, you know you covered this game too long. Ooh. You know the worst thing you can say to a guy is he quit on you now.
Ooh.
Worst thing you can say to a guy is that he quit on you. Obviously, James Jones has come out and said that he expects DA to be with the team next season, that he expects him to re-sign because, quote unquote, he's a big part of what we do. That is, to me, that's just a complete lie. Like, that's hilarious to say that he's a big part of what we do. A proper way to say that would be, he's a big part of what we do in the first half, and then we deliberately go against him and make it so that he doesn't get opportunities in the second half. Does he shy away himself? Yes. Have I perhaps been on camera already saying that I think that he quit on us? Yes, but I've had time. I've had a couple of weeks now to really think about it a little bit deeper, and I don't feel like he quit on us. I really don't. I think he had enough. I think DA snapped, and I just don't like the decision at hand because it's a dire one. So if you remember this whole regular season, the relationship between Deandre Ayton and his minutes and Monty Williams is just terrible. Monty seemingly would go out of his way to kneecap DA. It didn't matter how many points DA had in the first half, whether it were a little or a whole lot. It's just, he'd pull him out, or he wouldn't even have to pull him out. It was like he would just allow Devin Booker and CP3 to just chuck shots and go away from him. And I get that in the regular season. We all thought, hey, maybe he's just saving DA. Maybe he doesn't want to show everybody what we've got. Maybe no. It happened in the playoffs too. And I think a part of that is Devin Booker and Chris Paul not really being on the same page as DA for whatever reasons. But here's the issue. Here's the decision that I am super fearful that we're about to make. Chris Paul has been figured out. He is semi-washed, if not completely washed. He will get injured in the playoffs. That is a foregone conclusion now. Or he will miss time. It doesn't work with DA and Chris Paul. DA as a sophomore averaged 18 and 11 with Rubio. And DA took a back seat. He took a third and sometimes fourth seat to everybody else for the sake of the team. And it bit him in the ass during his negotiations. You know, I'm sure they went to him and said, listen, we'd love to give you this max that you want, DA, but you know, your numbers are going down. Let's go ahead and see what happens next season. He plays the good soldier again. And at the end of the series, he starts getting blamed for stuff like what? Not closing out on threes. Like, I think he snapped. I think the Suns need to be extremely careful. I think they're treading on thin ice because they're about to decide to roll with Monty, who, in my opinion, I want to be careful what I say here because I love Monty so much. But he's not who we thought he was. He just got outcoached by Jason Kidd. Prior to that, he got outcoached by Willie Green in the series before. And he got super outcoached by Coach Play Random, Mike Budenholzer. So we're going to pick that coach. Oh, and CP3, who's going to be 38 and is completely figured out and completely washed. We're going to pick them over a young 23, 24-year-old DA who, if you just look, there is a handful of teams out there that get it. They're sitting there waiting for us to slip up and hoping that we're not able to fix this relationship so they can offer this guy a max, a real max, a full max. Does he deserve a full max? That's up for discussion, but someone's going to give it to him. And there is only one answer financially that makes sense for the Suns. And I'm scared we're not going to do it. I'm scared the Suns are going to be, you know, I wish I could say, hey, we got James Jones. He's going to figure it out. But I don't really know if I can trust James Jones because he hasn't done everything right. In retrospect, his moves are kind of looking worse and worse. You know, this is the guy that picked Sticks over Halliburton, and we've got the cheapest owner on record. So I don't know that our front office is going to get this right, but what they have to do is let whoever maxes DA max him and go out there and match it. Have him come back and try to make it work. Hope that Monty, in his infinite wisdom, can devise a plan where he gets DA the ball and actually features him and actually makes him happy and take the ball a little bit more out of Chris Paul's hands and let Chris Paul be that third and or fourth scorer on the team. Because you lose this guy DA and you do it in a sign and trade, you're going to be sending away $30 million worth of player, and the team you sign and trade with is only legally allowed to send you back 50 cents on the dollar. You're going to get screwed. I know a lot of people don't understand this. I just started learning this myself. We're going to get screwed. So truly, the only option that works is signing DA to whatever, matching his contract of whoever signs him and holding on to him at least until the next trade deadline. Now, I know a lot of people want KD, and that would be great. That's another alternative that I will explore. That would be terrific. But outside of that happening, which is unlikely, outside of that, the Suns cannot make these mistakes anymore. We screwed it up with Sticks every step of the way. The Suns have to get this right, and that means not scapegoating Ayton and trying to get rid of him and playing it off like, oh, it was his fault. It's Ayton's fault. Yeah, he's somewhat to blame. But Monty got out-coached, Booker disappeared, CP3 turned into the Tales from the Crypt keeper. Okay? Look it up, young guys. Look it up. We can't make this mistake anymore. We can't do it again. And I'm terrified this could be the end of the Phoenix Suns if they don't get it right. I'm going to do a video about Kevin Durant because I know everyone is talking about that. It is technically possible. We'll get into that. But I think this is the only real pathway for the Suns to be any good next year and to not fall off of a cliff. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I can't wait to hear how off I am on this. Until then, go Suns.